Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, and holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing. If you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for
Hello, my friends. Yes! Oh, fucking great. The chat is working. Woo! Oh, I've accomplished a lot today then. I'm feeling good about that. I was concerned, but I troubleshooted it myself. Hold on, I'm just going to fix one thing. I'm just going to fix one thing on this one. Make it 600. 600. There we go. Perfect. Yes. I'm happy. You had multiple screens open. That happens to me a lot. Okay, so also I have Courtney. I have the case that the title case. Another one from Thurston today.
Seated.
Judge, shut up. Shut up. I'm not ready for you. After the meth granny, what a day that was. We're heading to the gym. Now, I already went to the gym today, feeling pretty good about that. Also, just a heads up, tomorrow's show will be at 6 Pacific, so that's 9 Eastern time. But there will be a show tomorrow. How lucky are we? We're very lucky. See, this one has to be shorter. This one has to be shorter. It's on my forehead. That's what she said. Browser, make this one 400, just like the width of it. Okay. Perfection, I think. It's as good as I can do right now for the chat, my lovelies. Anyways. Enough singing, Paisley. Also, I'm drinking water. Is there flavoring for water that doesn't have aspartame in it? That's not what he said, Mike, usually. Is there flavoring for water that doesn't have aspartame in it? I don't like aspartame. I would rather drink, lemon. Courtney, you're so fucking smart. Oh, and I bet cucumber then, too. Think spa, Paisley. Think health, Paisley.
Mr. Mitchell, if you just grab one of these seats here. All right, and Mr. Pipard, see you're still logged in.
We are here, Your Honor.
Right. And you're Miss Mendoza Noriega?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good. This is case 24-375. All right, and Mr. Mitchell's here in the courtroom. Okay, just a second while I get my court file opened up.
She has beautiful hair. It is so voluminous, Paisley. The chat is probably not broken. I think it's just being a bitch. Streamlabs has been a bitch. I don't know if the dono sounds are going to come through.
Okay. Mr. Papard, Ms. Mendoza Noriega, are you ready to go?
I'm ready. Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
You ready too, Mr. Mitchell? Yes, sir. All right. Can I have each of you raise your right hands, please? Do you each swear that the testimony that you give in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So Mr. Papard and Ms. Mendoza Noriega, you're the petitioners in this case. You get to go first. So go right ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. So on the 18th of October, Mr. Mitchell assaulted my wife with an unprovoked attack. My wife called 911, and I would like to draw your attention to that 911 call because it's clear the level of distress in Michelle's voice. And you can also hear Mr. Mitchell continue to threaten her in the 911 call audio. Furthermore, in the respondent's statement, he claimed that he approached Michelle carefully and cautiously because of a perceived history. However, he still admits that he took the piece of equipment from Michelle. And after he admits that Michelle had denied him 3 times to take that piece of equipment. And honestly, I feel for the safety of my wife and my family. And as a result of this unprovoked attack, the respondent has proved to be unstable and not able to control his emotions or impulses, and I fear that the escalation of this may turn into a sexual assault or fatal injury in the future. Since that date until now, I've already purchased protective equipment with a total cost of $891.38, including recording glasses and self-defense pepper ball launcher.
Recording glasses and self-defense pepper ball launcher? Okay, what? I want those recording glasses as well. As somebody who has no visual imagery, I just think that puts me on an even playing field with all y'all. But they cost lots of money, so that's not gonna happen. So what, she just records everything she does all the time now at the gym?
I feel that a protective order is necessary for, the safety and security of both my wife and my family. You got anything?
And you're talking about, Mr. Papard, just to be clear, you're talking about the incident that's described in the petition as having occurred at LA Fitness?
That's correct.
Okay, so Ms. Mendoza Noriega, can I hear from you about that circumstance? Because if I recall, you're the person who was involved in it.
Correct. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Are you asking me to explain what happened that day? Okay.
Yes.
I was working out that day around 10 a.m., 9 a.m. I was there. I was on a section where there's cables, and I had a cable hooked onto my left foot at the time, and I didn't see who was around me until I felt a presence of like a person to my left side, and I have my headphones in. As I'm doing the exercise, I look over and I realize who it is.
Oh, NPC gifting a membership, and look at the shirtless dad getting that membership. It's the circle of life. Thank you so much. Yay. Everything's fixed. Oh, this morning stream, if you missed it, great cases, but why, for some reason the chat wasn't working. Nothing was working this morning. It's like Creed came and coughed on my computer setup or something, and then coughed on Mikey's and made everyone break. I'm just joking. That's not even possible. All right. Also, yes, she speaks. You guys are hilarious with your robot comments.
And I don't have, I don't know him personally, but I have a history with him because for the past 10 years at that gym, he has always tried to intimidate me with his stares and looks. So like, I already don't want to be near this person. I try my best to avoid him. So when I first saw him, I was like frazzled and like, whoa, why are you so close to me? Like face to face close. And he asks me, I take my headphone out as I realize, or hey, can I use this bench? And on the bench was my belongings, my phone, my water bottle, and my fanny pack at the time. I was using the bench, but I told him no. He says that he asked me 3 times. He never asked me 3 times, Your Honor. He asked me once, and I told him no, firmly no. He seemed to not take that well, so what he did was he started reaching for the bench with both his hands while my stuff was on there. So I just reacted and I told him I'm using it once again. So I grabbed the bench too. So he's got his 2 arms, hands holding it at the bottom. And so I grab on top. So at this point, my stuff is starting to slide off. And so I just react again and I try to sit on it. Maybe not my best choice, but I tried to sit on it, but I was too slow. So he already had it in midair and I tried to grab it again. My stuff fell all over the floor. He claims in the police report that he gently put it on the ground just to make sure her stuff didn't fall. That's blatantly a false lie, Your Honor. My stuff fell and I reacted. So as I'm grabbing the bench and he's grabbing the bench and we have a hold on it, both of us, he pulls. Obviously, he's stronger than me. He's a man's strength compared to a woman. There's no competition there. So he pulls hard. I try to pull back, and while we're doing that, he has it in his hands. But then he proceeds, because he sees that I'm not letting go, he proceeds to like push me off like this, like very hard. And then he nudges me, like he uses his body, because he sees that I try to grab it again, and he uses his body and like nudges me over. And then he's like, word for word, Your Honor, he said, girl, please, I'm taking it. You're not using it. I'm taking it. So he finally has the hold of the bench. I am not gonna fight a man because I'm a 5 foot, 110-pound woman. I have no comparison. So I reacted, properly. I feel like I put my hands up and I immediately was just like stressed out and scared because I didn't know what he was gonna do. And as I'm calling 911, Your Honor, I'm sorry, I'm traumatized by it because I've never had this happen, but I'm calling 911 shaking and I'm telling the operator that I just got assaulted. And as I'm doing that in the 911 call that you received, he says, girl, watch your mouth, and gets in my face. Like as I have the phone in my hand, he's in my face, and he's a big guy, right? So I'm just like hoping that like this 911 call can hear it. So like at least if I get hurt, they know that it's this man. And so then I'm like, watch my mouth, okay? And I tell the operator, can you hear him? And the operator obviously confirms that. She's like, yeah, I can hear him. And then she asks me where I'm at. And then as soon as that, he says, girl, you better watch out. Girl, you better watch out. Twice. That whole phrase has like ingrained in my head over and over. And got in my face. I'm surprised nobody helped me, Your Honor. Nobody, even the LA Fitness staff, implied that I'm fit enough to protect myself.
That says something to me because let's just be realistic. If I was at the gym and I go to the gym every day, right? So, and I'm fucking nosy as fuck. But this sounds like they were arguing over a piece of gym equipment and nobody else thought it was serious enough to come over and help. Like, I guess I just love conflict in that way. Like, I would have stepped in, even me being a 5'5" woman. And we won't mention my weight, ma'am, and you don't need to mention yours. But in reality, like, again, your voice is a weapon there, and every gym that I know has fucking cameras everywhere. So it seems to me a pretty easy open and shut case. Right? Like, I'm a little perplexed. This seems like sensitivity, because again, unless there's nobody there, it seems, and then if there's nobody there, why is he got to use the equipment that she's using? That's another question. I don't like that either. Don't be a gym Nazi.
Nobody believes me, and I just feel very like scared. I'm on edge. I have a new baby, and I have another child, and not even at just the gym, Your Honor. I don't feel safe out and about with my kids or my family. I and just a very like I'm just scared, Your Honor, and I don't like to live in fear. We go to the same gym facility. I don't know him personally, and he is one of those people that keeps telling. He talks to everybody, is what he has said, and he talks to so many people. And my neighbor is a witness to knowing that he overheard him speaking about the situation about 3-4 days ago with someone at LA Fitness, just blabbing about what I have done when I called 911 against him. So I know he's speaking ill of me, and I know that's not an offense, but I don't feel safe, Your Honor, because he has like other men that he speaks with that I observe, and like I'm scared that I'm gonna go to the gym, or I'm with my child, my baby, which is right here, my other baby, and he's gonna attack me from the back. Like the words of "watch out, watch your mouth," and got in my face. I just I'm so traumatized by it, Your Honor, and I want peace, and I want this to be over with, and this is majority for the safety of myself and my family, and I don't want anything to happen to where that's when people pay attention, Your Honor. I tried to avoid him and keep my distance even before this incident happened, and I kept my distance because I knew I had this bad feeling about this man. He has ill intent with the way he stares at me. He at the gym after the incident, I was working out, and him and some other woman I don't know didn't just stare at me with like, oh, you stare. It's like long stares. Like they lasted about 2 to 3 minutes each time, and they were just both with their arms like this looking at me. And I don't know what's gonna happen to me if I go into the locker room. I don't know who he knows. I stand out. I know I stand out, and I don't know who he has spoke about me and who is out there to hurt me. And that's how on edge and like I am right now. I need this protection order, Your Honor, because like I just want this to end and leave on good terms, Your Honor. Recently when he got served, you didn't receive the video in time, but we have evidence in the video where he got served, and you hear a man in the background. I don't know who it is, but you see him and you don't see the man in the background. And the man in the background is saying, "Oh, is that a restraining order?" and starts laughing. And then the man who served him was like, "Yeah, it is." And then the other man, the person we can't see, was laughing about the incident. He's like, "Oh, I was just kidding. Are you serious? Ha ha ha." Like thinking it's a joke. Like no woman's safety is a joke, or any person's safety is a joke, Your Honor. And I'm just like, I don't feel good. I don't feel safe is my point. So that's all I have to say.
Well, Mr. Mitchell, why don't you go ahead and tell me your side of it, and then I'll make a decision.
Okay, should I start on the incident or just whatever?
Well, that seems to be what the petitioner
Well, I do
has
have, it took me a
accused you
while to
of.
get these management statements of what they saw. I have an eyewitness to everything, and I have all this here. Plus, took a while to get management because everybody's spread out. So, but I finally got it, so I wasn't able to follow it any type of way. And plus, photographs of how Michelle and I know each other. This is a bodybuilding days back in the day, and I also have pictures of where we were in the gym, and that's the stand that we speak of. So I just have this before us. So anyway, that particular day, Your Honor, I come in like any other day. Everyone knows me from the gym. I've been there over 20 years. I'm a personal trainer there also. I just work certain times. I don't work every day, but bottom line is everyone knows who I am. They come up to me, they speak to me, whatever the case is. It's just, they call me the mayor of LA Fitness. That's the little nickname they give me. But anyway, Michelle, that particular day, so I'm gonna go right to the incidents. That particular day I come in, walk in, it's shoulder day. I decided to go work out where I always do by the Smith machine. And I noticed there's a bench, there's a stool inside of LA Fitness no one uses. And if they do use it, they always use it for the wrong reason. They store stuff on top of it. So 99% of the time, if you go up to someone and you notice that stool is in the corner because that's where it sits, management wanted to get rid of the stool, but they kept it around because I asked them to keep it because it's very old. Anyway, I noticed that it's over there by Michelle. And I said, man, I took a deep breath and I said, man, let me walk over there anyway. So I noticed that she's on her phone. She has her maybe earbuds in the ear, I suppose, but it's Michelle. And there's a history about Michelle that her and I have encountered back in 2018, which was another line incident, but that's another story. But anyway, it was settled. I thought it was settled, but I haven't spoken to Michelle since 2018, period. Okay, don't look at her, don't talk to her. I don't have anything to say to her since 2018. So that particular day, she's standing in the corner, and the bench is there, not being used, but I noticed that it has her water bottle and I think maybe a jacket on top of it. I can't recall. But I know her cell phone wasn't on top of it because she was on her cell phone, appeared to be texting someone. I go up to her, take a deep breath. I tap the bench, never touch her, okay? I say, hey, are you using this bench? She noticed that is me. She turns around and she says, I'm using this bench to store my belongings on top of. So I say, well, Michelle, if you're not going to use the bench for what it's used for, I would like to use it. She repeats herself the second time and says, well, I said again, I am storing my stuff on top of the bench. So I said, Michelle, really, if you're not going to use it, I'm going to use it for what it's used for. So I grab the bottom part of this bench from the outside. She's on the inside. I grab her with one hand. And as I'm grabbing it, Michelle noticed that I grabbed it. She now grabs the top of the thing with two hands. There's never a shove back and forth. We never went back and forth. Her belongings started to slip off of the thing. So she decided that her belongings were more important. So as she grabs her stuff, I politely take it and I go next door to her, right here, to work out. She mentions that I got right into her face. From that point on, we never had another conversation. I was able to do 5 sets without even saying a word to Michelle. Michelle leaves her area here and decides to walk over to me, stands there, calls 911. As she's standing there, this is the body language that she's giving. She's standing there like this, talking to 911 operator, explaining to them what I was doing, how I did it, and who I did it to. Not only does she stands there, she continues to walk closer to me, hoping that I cannot say she was doing it on purpose, but it appeared that she was trying to get close enough to me so I would bump into her while I'm trying to change my weight on a totally different machine, nowhere near Michelle. Michelle walks over to me. As I'm changing the machine to do something else, she inches closer to me. And I said, wow, this is too much. So I was smart enough to say, well, she's going to stand here. So I decided to go around the other side of the machine to keep from bumping into her because I see what she was trying to do. So as she's describing me over the phone, she now says, well, there's a strange man that has walked up to me and assaulted me. She's calling 911. So I'm standing there still working out, haven't said a word to her. Hadn't said a single word to her. She now says, yeah, he's a black man. Yes. And he's old. Yes, whoever she's talking to. Oh no, he's very old.
Oh, that really bothers him. He really doesn't like that. He really doesn't like that at all. Do you hear that? He's like, Judge, do I look fucking old to you? Look at my pipes. Look at these pipes.
She now says, yeah, he's a black man. Yes. And he's old. Yes, whoever she's talking to. Oh no, he's very old. And And, oh, excuse me. Oh, what did you say? I didn't say a word to her. She's saying that I'm saying something to her, but I'm not saying nothing to Michelle. Then Michelle says, so, you know, he might run, you know, because that's what they do. Okay. She says it twice. Should I stay here? Should I get help? Yes. Could you send someone to me because my left hand is injured? Yes, I need medical attention. Mind you, I had had enough of listening to her. I left the scene and I go up to talk to management because I know what she's doing here. As I'm talking to management, it's just me and the manager up front. I'm trying to explain to him, there's an incident just occurred back here, letting you know what's going on, who it involves. And I'm here to just tell you what's going on. She immediately, wherever she came from, came up to the front, got in between me and the manager of the club and started to yell, he assaulted me. He assaulted me. And I said, Michelle, you know I did not touch you. She says, pardon my language, you're just trying to protect your own ass. So the manager kind of breaks the little conversation up. The next thing comes out of Michelle's mouth is, my husband will be up here soon. I never even met her husband, don't know who he is. I've seen him, but I have no idea who the guy is. So I said, well, I hope, Michelle, he does not come here and try to start something with me. End of conversation. There was nothing else that was said with Michelle.
But then the police eventually
The
came,
police
right?
came. Michelle sits over there. I see her because I never left the front. Never did I leave the front.
Mhm.
The police got her statement. She had a hoodie on. She decides to take the hoodie off right in front of the firemen and the police officers. For whatever reason she's doing it, I don't know. So as she's taking it off, I'm standing there patiently.
You don't know? Well, then why did you mention it? Of course you know what you're implying, sir. These people think they are so fucking slick. This is so annoying. This is why people don't want to go to the gym. You understand that, folks? You two fighting in the gym about bullshit is why people don't want to go to the gym. Keep to yourself.
Until my turn came. The police comes over. He said, would you like to make a statement? I said, sure. Give me your side of the story. I give him my side of the story. I go over and I come back. I have no idea what transpired after that. Okay. Shortly after that, maybe about a week or two, I don't know. I can't keep up with it, but I was served by a gentleman in the gym.
Yeah, we don't have to go into that part.
So that's the moral of the story.
So I read the police report because she submitted it. And do you have any quarrel with the statement that's attributed to you?
I have
in
no
this
idea what
police
she
report? I mean, I'm not talking about what she said.
Oh, okay,
'cause
got you.
You told me what you heard her say,
Sure.
but there are statements attributed to you in the police report. Do you have any quarrel with any of those?
Did I read it? Is that the same thing that I read?
Yes.
Where
You told the police your side of it.
Well, I gave my side of the story, and I told them. They said, "Well, you know what? We can't arrest you. That's your word against her. If she decides to pursue,
Yeah,
yada
that's
yada yada."
consistent with what's in the police
Right.
report. All right, I just wanted to make sure that you didn't have any objection.
But I do
or
have an
quarrel with
eyewitness
it.
with a letter, and it was signed by management because I didn't want you to think that I didn't hire somebody to write this. So this is something that was written by one guy. I mean, I know who he is, but he didn't want to give his name for whatever the reason is. She also walked up to him after the incident because he shared that with me. He said, well, she came up to me and apologized to him. He said, sorry you had to witness this. He didn't understand why she apologized to him, but she did. And I asked him to write a statement and tell me exactly what you saw. He writes this statement, he gives it to management, and I have it right here before the court, Your Honor. And it's, like I said, it's signed by the assistant manager at LA Fitness, as well as other character witnesses statements that would describe who I am and how I get down. But Michelle and I don't really have a past. It's just that I was competing one particular year and she was competing in the same show. And she would like everyone to think that I was a strange person to her, but I'm not a strange person. And as someone who's never even harassed her in any way. I noticed there is something in the police report, I believe, or the court papers, that she stated that I tried to ask her out and said something about, it's in this right, it's in the court papers, stating that if I was 20 years younger, I
in the
would,
petition.
right.
Okay.
And I said, she said, if I was 20 years younger, then I would want to date her. And I'm like, that still wouldn't work because you're a child. So that's something I know I didn't do. But she claims that that's the reason why she have an issue with me, because I'm sorry. She claimed that I'm the one that had the issue with her because she resented me, which is so not true. And she has a case against one of our personal managers. I mean, yeah, personal managers now, personal trainers now. And I don't want to call her name, but there's another incident that she has with another staff member, which is a female. And I don't really want to go into it because that's a case that's probably out there. But anyway,
Probably not relevant to this case.
it's not relevant to this case, but it definitely shows her pattern and what she's.
I go to the gym every single day, humble brag, and I could not tell you one person's name. None. I mean, they have names in my head, but they're not the names I would use to their face. I'm like, oh, there's sweaty guy, or which is terrible, I know. Or there's that guy. Like, my brain that's how my brain works. But I don't, like, how much interaction can you have at the gym where you have multiple court cases going on because of your conduct there? Jesus Christ. Stairmaster dude, right? Yeah, or like really fast guy on the elliptical, like super fast. Oh, and then we got runner girl, and then super fast mile runner. She only runs 1 mile as far as I can tell. She does it like in the hour that I'm there, she'll do it like 3 times. She goes and does something else. And then she comes and runs a mile real quick and then goes and does something else. And I only notice because I hear the fucking treadmill just like like going fast. And then there's all like the hot girls, but I can't say what I call them here. Let's just say there's some other names, and they're not bad. They're just related to something else.
Appears to be up to when it comes to certain things, because that is not my character.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Mitchell.
Yes, sir.
All right. I've listened carefully to what everybody's had to say here. I've reviewed the petition, the attached police report, recordings that were made, and written statements that were also made and submitted to the court. Now, before really anything else, I think it's clear that the petition here does not establish a course of conduct, and all by itself, that's fatal to the petition. So in other words, in order for unlawful harassment to occur under the law, there has to be what's called a course of conduct, which is a series of events that are directed at a specific person that are detrimental or harmful to that person. And this is an incident, not a course of conduct. So all by itself, that would be a reason that the order could not be issued. And that may very well be why a temporary order was not issued either. And then on top of that,
Oh, the poor husband. I mean, that's the right call here, but he is gonna hear about this for fucking the whole week. Into Thanksgiving, there will be tales told of afar by this woman about the meanies at the gym and the stupid judge who just can't get it right. Look at him. He looks dejected, the husband. He looks like, oh no. Oh no. Oh, like, look at him. I feel terrible for him. I really do. I really, really do.
I've listened to both of you, well, all three of you. I guess mainly it's Miss Mendoza Noriega, because she's the person who was present and witnessed the events. And the description of what occurred here, which has been told to me by Miss Mendoza Noriega, been told to me by Mr. Mitchell, and I've read it in the police report and the written statements that were submitted by both sides. Even that does not establish that an assault occurred. So even if this were to be based on a single incident, I can't find by a preponderance of the evidence that an assault occurred here in the disagreement over who is going to use the table or the bench or the stool, or however it's characterized. So there's no basis to issue an order in this case. So the petition for a anti-harassment order will be denied.
Oh, the silence is deafening. There's nothing she's like, well, what? This is not how they thought this was gonna go. You guys, we have one more case to watch tonight before I let you off for your evening.
There was no temporary order issued in this case, so there's no order to recall or terminate.
Thank you, Judge. Yeah. So that's it. That's all she wrote on that case. This next case, I will give a bit of a trigger warning. It is a little bit disturbing. There's children audible in this next clip. I don't know if any of you noticed, I used my handy dandy blocker here to block out their child, since they were using them as a prop, and I don't condone that. This one is not ideal either, but let us go to it. Let us listen to it. It's about 10 minutes, and then we'll be done for the night. If you missed the case earlier today, we did an earlier live that was also very good. And we will be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific, which is 9 p.m. Eastern. I know it's a little bit late, but it's better than nothing. This gets wild. Pretty wild.
37th Circuit Court is now in session with the Honorable Brian K. Kirkham presiding, calling case 2024-1372 DC Zachary Conley versus Athena Couch. Today is Monday, November 25th, 2024 at 10:31 a.m.
Court will note the appearance of Mr. Kelly on behalf of the plaintiff, defendant appearing in pro per. This matter is before the court on the defendant's motion. In this matter, it appears from the motion that it's for reconsideration. Ms. Couch.
Can I give you better notification? I don't know if I can, NPC. Hold on. I want to heart that and put it up on the screen. Tomorrow, 6 p.m., I will see you there. And thank you.
You can proceed with your motion.
Okay. I have filed this motion for a reconsideration of the parenting time given to the plaintiff. I don't believe the current order is in the best interest of the minor children, Amelia Margaret Conley and Evelyn Ann Conley. The plaintiff and his family's primary concern is money and control. In an effort to avoid paying child support, attorney Michael Kelly stated the plaintiff wanted primary custody of the children who have been under my supervision and care their entire life. It is apart from weekend visitation with grandparents. I wholeheartedly and unconditionally love my children, and I made it abundantly clear I did not want to put my children in daycare. I believe that having a positive parental figure is important for the development of children ages infant to preschool, to encourage an appropriate, safe, and consistent environment. I have stated in this motion how I aspire to feed the minor children healthy foods, more specifically nourishment for their bodies. Both of my children are in the 90th percentile for their height, and no one has mentioned how smart the children are. I, the defendant, have been reading books to the children since they were a week old, and we read books before bedtime and before nap time. They also know an abundance of nursery rhymes and songs. Excuse me. The minor children who are 2 years and 8 months old know the alphabet, numbers 1 through 15, all their shapes and colors. They also can say over 200 words, almost speak full sentences, and according to pbs.org, my children can read. Excuse me.
pbs.org? Oh dear. Oh dear. And then this begins the devolvement into these children being right here while this is all going on, which is why I will give you a trigger warning for some of the content that she's about to bring up.
You need to go play, please. I do think it's important to lead by example. And though my morals were in question due to lack of up-to-date tags on my vehicle, I am a good person. I opened doors for others, and most are greeted with a smile. I taught the minor children to say please, thank you, excuse me, and to cover their mouth when sneezing or coughing. And we do not judge others. If you are kind, kindness is reciprocated. I even, excuse me, you need to back up and go play. Excuse me. No. I'm sorry. No, you cannot be in here. You need to go play. I'm sorry. Honey, no. I'm sorry.
Anything else, Couch?
Yes, I'm sorry. I had lost my place. We do not judge others. And even then we do greet others with understanding. The plaintiff's character is in question, and I have asked the plaintiff for an explanation regarding him watching videos of children peeing in diapers, and even more so the videos of children and babies he was watching have enemas done to them, all of which he had no response or flat out lies. I can prove, I mean, I have evidence. I'm a mess. I apologize. If the plaintiff's family was also made aware of the plaintiff's sexual fetish of diapers, because quite frankly, it was appalling and I was concerned. Lori Putnam, the plaintiff's mother, stated on June 18th of 2022 that the plaintiff had started stealing his half-brother's diapers to use at 15, and that she consulted her husband and it wasn't an issue. She then consoled me and offered to give me a hug, and then tell the plaintiff the next morning within earshot of where I was reading to the children that I, the defendant, was the problem. This is just one of the, stop please, stop. This is just one of the many instances that I have felt psychologically manipulated by the, stop please, stop honey, by the plaintiff's family. It is my belief that the plaintiff and his family's intent to manipulate the court and in altering information, and therefore putting the plaintiff in a fatherly plight. Unfortunately, this is contrary to what I have witnessed, and the plaintiff has had maniacal episodes where he would run through the house, shaking his head with his tongue out, and he would crawl across the floor. He has crawled across the floor of the minor children's bedroom, crouching and staring at me. As I stated in the motion, he frequently bangs his head into a steering wheel. And when asked why he was doing this, the plaintiff expressed to me that he has a hard head and that he used to bang his head into his, stop please, let me go play for a moment. I cannot, okay?
Ma'am, the kids should not be hearing all this. You're gonna have to remove them from the room, please.
I don't have another option.
You go into a different room. There's gotta be another room you can go into to have this heard. If not another room, go outside or something.
Okay. Okay. I'm very sorry. I do apologize for being so all over the place.
I've said this before and I'll say it again. There are ways to keep children quiet for 10 minutes safely. It's beyond inappropriate to say these things while the children are right there, obviously listening. You can, make sure the area is safe, turn on the TV, and go into the bathroom. There's like multiple ways that this could be done. Especially with the content. This isn't just like, a regular court case. This isn't just like a regular thing. It's just, it doesn't show a lot of good judgment. She was like, it's like she was using them in a way like to show how patient she was being, but it's like, ma'am, this is not the time.
Okay. Plaintiff attended Lakeview schools, and it does surprise me that no administrative intervention was done with the plaintiff's parents. I do believe that plaintiff and his family are not positive, kind-hearted people who have the children's best interest in mind. On the contrary, malicious, manipulative, and falsifiers. I am here pleading you to take immediate notice of how the plaintiff's behavior is dangerous and potentially damaging to the minor children, Amelia Margaret Conley and Evelyn Ann Conley. It is imperative that the visitation between plaintiff and the minor children be supervised. Furthermore, no overnight visitations. And I am extending an alternative option for parenting time. Monday, 4 to 8 p.m., Wednesday, 4 to 8 p.m., and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. I think that's everything.
Okay, anything else?
No.
Okay, Mr. Kelly? I have reviewed your answer.
Your Honor, then you're aware of the burden that must be carried. Palpable error has not been shown this morning, Your Honor. These are the same issues that have been brought up time and time again throughout this case. We had a hearing, evidence was presented, no palpable error has been shown this morning. Your Honor, we'd request the motion be denied. We'd also request attorney's fees for having to respond to this motion because it is not well-based in law or fact, and is devoid of arguable legal merit. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, the court notes in reviewing all the pleadings and especially the defendant's motion that she does not allege or argue anything that was not previously addressed. There's no new information which would cause the court to change the order, and she has not established palpable error whereby the court was misled when the court made a ruling in this matter previously. As a result, the court will deny the motion. Mr. Kelly, you can do an order denying the motion submitted under 7-day. The court is not going to award any attorney fees at this time, but the court will consider that in the future in the event that the issues are in fact brought up again. So, Mr. Kelly, you can prepare the order, submit it, and that will conclude the case. You're free to go. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yikes, yikes,
Thanks, Ms.
yikes. No more. No, that's that. I think that was probably the right call there. Hold on, I'm just setting this up to redirect, if I can, to, hold on. I can't. Creed has not turned it on. Oh, Christopher Angleby, hi. Nice to see you. We don't kink shame here, that's right. But we also have rules. You gotta have consent. If she saw him watching videos with children in them in a sexual manner, that's not cool. That's but that's police. Call the police, right? I feel like that's the way to do that. I don't know. Anyways, I just tried to redirect over to Creed. It won't work. Let me see if I can do over to Colin. Thank you guys. Is Colin on tonight? I don't know. No, it doesn't look like he is. Is he off? I guess he's off. Well, look at that. Can't redirect to anybody. I tried though. Oh, he's doing members only. That's why I can't redirect to it. Anyways, there is slots over on We Got a Jackpot. I heard Mikey won big. You heard that right. Mikey. Not Creed. Mikey won big. Anyways, thanks so much for being here. And reminder, tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, we will be gathering together for yet another case, another evening. My phone's dinging. You guys, please do me a favor. Remember that I love you and I'm proud of you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.